Hello and welcome to study English for Oral Communication. I'm Sajivani Vendakun. Speaking, Speech Training, Topic 5. Learning Outcomes. Pronounce word properly. Enunciates word clearly. Use correct intonation, word and sentence stress. Employ rhythm. Modulate your voice using the correct projection. Well, the introduction. Speaking entails not only knowing vocabulary and grammar and pronunciation words and sentences properly, but also the interactive element, the management of turn-taking. So the basic elements in speaking are pronunciation, articulation, stress and intonation. Words and sentences correctly voiced help to get the intended message across. That's mean you're supposed to you stress the word and you pronounce the word properly if you want to give the correct meaning for that. To a certain extent, pronunciation's errors can inhibit successful communication. If you don't pronounce it properly, the meaning would go in another way. So due to that, you have to be a bit careful when you are pronouncing a particular word. Tips on how to improve your pronunciation. Well, pronunciation is not about acquiring a native English accent. The primary concern is learning pronunciation skill is to be able to speak clearly. So that you are easily understood by the listener. That's mean you have to speak very clearly. Otherwise, your speaker will not be able to understand you because it's not clear enough. And of course, you can start learning the correct pronunciation for English words by listening and watching a lot of English programs on radio and television. You can also listen to English songs, observe the way DJs pronounce the words, and also watch English news and movies. You can also use a dictionary that has phonetic alphabet page. And most good dictionaries have a phonetic alphabet page, usually in the initial page. It guides learners how to pronounce words. So if you see a phonetic page, definitely it shows everything for you. It's not difficult for you once you get used to that. So it shows the way to pronounce. And the other thing is dictionaries are also very useful. It has a tool to learn word stress or emphasis. When it comes to an apostrophe, it is used to indicate the syllables in stress. That means apostrophe is placed before the syllables that needs to be stressed. If you look at this example, you can see here the primary stress as about. Here you can see they have stress here. This is the phonetic. So you stress here and you pronounce about. That's how. So intonation, word stress and sentence stress are related to pronunciation as well. So make sure that your pronunciation is correct. You use the right intonation and especially when making sentences. Just look at these. You use rising intonation to show it is a question. When you are using a falling intonation, that means it shows it is a statement. If it is a very high pitch, that means it shows, it indicates you are surprised. And also use a very low pitch, which indicates that you are angry. And if your pitch is too neutral, so that means it shows that you are bored or uninterested in the conversation. So likewise, you have to know all these things when you are talking to somebody. Whether to use a rising fall or whether it should be a falling, or if whether it's a very high or it's a low one, or it's a neutral, too neutral one. Accordingly, your listener would understand. And also do not speak too fast. The reason is you make mistakes. When you talk a bit faster, the tendency to make mistake is higher actually. For example, you mispronounce words, and also your words will be little unclear, and it's very hard for the listener to get your message. So it's better if you talk bit slowly and clearly. And the other one, let me discuss with you enunciation. Verbal enunciation is the act of speaking actually. I mean, good enunciation is the act of speaking clearly and concisely. I mean, the opposite of a good enunciation is mumbling, slurring, or bad pronunciation. Enunciation exercises. So you can practice these exercises, as a warm-up practice. So try to do the following exercises. I mean, if you to open and close your mouth, easily repeat like the way I have done it here, like fa, 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 blah, blah. Likewise, you practice it try it at home so many times. And when you want to loosen your jaw, I mean, like you can repeat the following, like sa, ta, shi, fa, tra, kind of a thing. You keep on reading several times when you want to loosen your jaw. And also to loosen your jaw lips, also you can see the likewise, please practice it at home. And the other thing is, now you say these lines for precise articulation like this. You can see the tip of the tongue, the teeth and the lips. Try to start and try to go a bit faster, like see whether you can pronounce. I mean, you can, then you know whether you have the ability of pronouncing in a proper manner. And so let me discuss about the stress. Actually, there are two kinds of stress. The first one, you can take it as the word stress, and also the other one you can call it as the sentence stress. So in word stress, what will happen is stressing certain syllables single their meaning. That's mean when it comes to sentence, stress picks out the most important words. When you in a sentence, if you stress, that means it's pick out the most important words. Whenever there are some important words, you will stress that particular word, like for your listener to understand. For instance, name of a person, a day, or whatever you want to say, the day or a day or whatever, things like that. If you want to stress, by stressing, it shows that your listener would understand it very well, like if you want to emphasize it. And the other one is intonation. So when it comes to intonation, it is the way our voice goes up and down in a speech. If it's you call as an intonation. So this is an important aspect of language that we can sensitive to, but mostly at an unconscious level. In turn taking, for example, rise and fall is often used to signal when to speak and when not to. So if you want to continue speaking, what you have to do is you should remain at high intonation. So that shows that you want to continue your speaking. And a fall on the other hand, it shows that you have completed what you want to say and someone else can take the flow. So it shows like that. So try to understand. If you are keeping high intonation, it shows that you still want to continue speaking. If you have brought it down like fall, that shows that you have stopped it. There is a chance for the other person too. So these are some grammar and intonation. I really want you to pay little attention to this. And when you look at the first column, it says that grammatical item. In the second column, it shows that intonation, and the last one, it's examples. So spend few minutes to read this thing. You can see and try to, when you are reading, see whether to falling or rising and falling and kind of a thing. Try to do it. Then you will understand about it. Other thing is intonation and attitude. Well, when it comes to intonation, can signal attitudes towards a situation. So for example, in responding to an invitation, the word "that would be nice" can be said several ways to indicate enthusiasm, mild pleasure, relief, surprise, sarcasm, or boredom. So when you say "that would be nice," so you will indicate that. However, in face-to-face communication, many things contribute how the message is delivered and understood. I mean, like when you are delivering by looking at like the speaker's body language. The other thing is the speak personality, and the thing is her voice of words, like the choice of words also. By like that you can understand. Well, if I talk to you about the rhythm, that is speech rhythm exercises, so often help learners to improve their pronunciation and increase their confidence. When reading aloud, learners who apply speech rhythm feel a greater sense of control over their pronunciations of words and phrases. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much.